Hi everyone, this is Robin's Wake Up TV coming to you with a solemn message that everyone need to hear, although not everyone will want to hear. My family and I was doing Bible study on the imminent signs of the end, and I realized something. Jesus gave us some significant signs to look for that will indicate the nearness of His coming. However, Jesus said something that was of great significance right before He went down the list of the signs. In Matthew 24 verse 4 in particular, Jesus said, "Take heed that no man deceive you." This is what we'll be discussing in this video. Please stand by. In Matthew 24, Jesus went down a checklist of things that will emphasize the proximity of His second coming, such as false Christs, wars and rumors of wars, nation against nation, undergo persecutions for our faith, hatred towards one another, the increment of false prophets which will deceive many, and sin will be the norm in the last days. While we aim at these things, many tend to overlook the very first thing Jesus said in verse 4 of Matthew 24, which, by the way, is the most important of all. You see, all those things Jesus foretold for the last days are in fact physical events that one can discern. But deception, on the other hand, is a whole lot more sinister than the rest that a person can't perceive if you are not an obedient child of God. In Matthew chapter 24, verse 24, Jesus told us that deception is so powerful and so much that even the very elect children of the kingdom would be deceived, if it were possible. But praise be to our Lord that it's not possible. How many of us are deceived by the men of sin false day of worship? How many of us are deceived observing the men of sin's pagans holiday like Christmas? How many of us are deceived by supporting the men of sin and his climate change hoax and common good agenda that he is feeding to every nation on earth? So you see, many of us, or should I say, most of us are already deceived and not even aware of it. Why? Because we are being disobedient and we don't want to hear truth, which Isaiah prophesied about long ago. In Isaiah chapter 30, verse 8 through 10, we read, "Now go, write it before them in a table, and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever, that this is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Lord, which say to the seers, See not, and to the prophets, Prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits." In other words, people just simply enjoy being deceived. And if I am not right, what have you done to find truth? Do you obey the truth when you hear it? But that's for you to know. Out of all the signs our Lord gave unto us, the one that He told us to prevent from happening is the exact one that is happening to most of us, and that is deception. It's all around us, and it's not because we are not aware. We just want to be disobedient, and we just want to be hypocrites simultaneously. Jesus said in Luke 12, verse 54 through 56, "We can discern the face of the sky and of the earth, but we can't discern the sign of the end." See, these same disobedient, hypocrite, and lukewarm Christian individuals will then become, in the last days, scoffers just before the return of Jesus Christ. In 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 3 and 4, "Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts, and saying, Where is the promise of His coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation." These same disobedient ones, the hypocrites and the lukewarm Christians, will one day hide themselves in the dens of the mountain when the King of Kings split the sky open, according to Revelation chapter 6, verse 12 through 16. "And I beheld when He had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great mountain, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, And the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaking of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and highland were moved out of their places. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman and every freeman hid themselves in the dens and the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and the rocks, Fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. Friends, if you are listening to this video and realize that you are being a disobedient child or a hypocrite individual or a lukewarm Christian for that matter, you can still make a complete turnaround and surrender all your heart to Jesus right now. And we don't have much time, as probation is about to close, which can be found in the book of Revelation chapter 22 verse 11. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still, and he which is filthy, let him be filthy still, and he that is righteous, let him be righteous still, and he that is holy, let him be holy still. Because we don't know when these profound words will be pronounced, Jesus encourages us to be ready at all time. Matthew 24 verse 44, Jesus said, Therefore be ye also ready, for such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man cometh. I pray the Lord that you all and your families are blessed. Maranatha.